to our School at Home class in English for academic and professional purposes, grade 12. We are in the first quarter of our set of lessons, and I hope everybody will delight in learning today with lesson number 4, stating the thesis statement. In this lesson, you are expected to, number 1, identify the characteristics of a good thesis statement. Number 2, write own thesis statement. And number 3, evaluate a good thesis statement. For a start, do this exercise. You can pause this video if you will need more time. Please play again when you're finished and when you're ready to proceed with the lesson. On the space before the number, write yes if the sentence is a thesis statement, or write no if it is not. Number 1. Men and women are born equal. However, society dictates a standard. Number 2. Being a grade 12 student is exciting. Number 3. The Philippines is comprised of more than 7,000 islands. Number 4. Movies nowadays no longer hold much valuable lessons in life, unlike years ago because of the proliferation of pop culture in our country. And number 5, experimental drugs are used to help cure COVID patients. Now, let us check your answers. Number 1, yes. Number 2, no. Number 3, yes. Number 4, yes. And number 5, no. We have learned that there are various techniques in summarizing a variety of academic texts. Techniques such as skimming, scanning, and paraphrasing help us in gathering and understanding an information read. When we write an essay or any academic text, we give our opinion or perspective on a certain issue. It is our focus in the paper we are writing. The focus that a writer wants to emphasize in an essay or academic paper is important. This tells the readers his intention or objective in writing something. It is the writer's argument in an issue or topic. Today, let us talk about this part of a paragraph that is essential in knowing the writer's intention in writing. The overall idea that a writer imparts or declares in his paper is what we call thesis statement. It is the claim of the writer in what he is discussing in the paper. The topic should be found while at the same time a comment on his stand in relation to it. For example, the writer is discussing why it is important to wear a mask in this time of pandemic. Note how the writer made his stand regarding the topic. Wearing masks helps greatly in stopping the spread of the coronavirus among people. Since the virus can spread between people interacting in close proximity, for example, speaking, coughing, or sneezing, even if those people are not exhibiting symptoms. Masks should be worn anytime you are in public or people are nearby. Masks act as a physical barrier to protect you and others from viral and bacterial particulates. They are a likely reason why the virus has been better controlled in China, South Korea, Japan, and other countries. Now, note how the writer wrote the first sentence as his thesis statement for the paragraph. He stressed that in wearing masks, it helps lessen the risk of infection. To further justify his point, he mentioned details of how a mask helps in containing or slowing the spread of the virus. Here are some more points to remember when we are stating our thesis statement. A thesis statement is specific. Example: vape smoking should be completely banned because a study shows that it can be harmful to health. This thesis statement is clear with definite point. The writer gives a reason on why vape smoking should not be allowed due to scientific studies regarding the harms or dangers of it. A thesis statement is debatable. Example: men and women should not be restricted on roles they should perform even if they have definite tasks assigned to them. Here, the thesis statement calls or suggests for an argument. Readers may or may not agree with what is written. A thesis statement is provided or supported by evidences. Example: pregnant women shouldn't use medical marijuana without first checking with their health care provider. Animal studies have shown that moderate amounts of THC given to pregnant or nursing women could have long-lasting effects on the child, including abnormal patterns of social interactions and learning issues. In pointing out that there are pregnant women who use medical marijuana without proper advice from a health professional, the writer backs up his thesis statement by adding some details regarding the dangers of self-medicating. Now, here are some more examples. First, while some airports began to target passengers based solely on their Middle Eastern origins, others instituted random searches instead. Neither of these techniques seems likely to eliminate terrorism. Now, many experts in the government and in airport security are recommending the use of a national ID card or safe traveler card. If every US citizen had such a card, airlines could screen for terrorists more effectively than they do now and avoid procedures that single out individuals solely on the basis of race. The last sentence is the paragraph's thesis statement. It points clearly the writer's stand on how national ID card can help screen possible unlawful individuals entering the country. Here's a second example. You should also practice what is known as guerrilla marketing. A freelance writer had been hired to write a brochure for a local company. She did her job promptly and professionally. During the course of the job, she made it a point to talk with her client about the business and the various marketing plans. At one point, the client asked her if she knew anyone who wrote newsletters. A simple "I can do that" gained her job that lasted for nearly a year and a half. Now, you read that the thesis statement in the paragraph is the first sentence. The writer explains how a freelance writer must be able to market his writing skills to clients. Let's try a few items as practice exercise. Make a happy face if you think that the sentence presented has the characteristics of a good thesis statement. Number 1. If people will unite together as one, we will be able to beat coronavirus. Correct. It has the characteristics of a good thesis statement. How about the second sentence? Filipinos are good-natured and hospitable folks. You're right. This is not a good thesis statement because this is only a description of the Filipinos. Number 3. In times like this, doing the bayanihan should be every Filipino's mindset to combat the disease. Good! Your guess is right again. This is another good thesis statement as it tells the point of the writer. Now, to wrap up everything that we have talked about in this lesson, remember that to be able to state a good thesis statement, there are 3 points to note, and these are 1, 2, and 3. So, in writing your essay or any academic text, always keep in mind that it is important to state your thesis statement in a manner that is straight to the point and clear. This helps your reader better understand the message you want to impart in your paper. You should also remember that taking part in community activities and joining others make every task easy. Thus, objective is attained. Now, let's do an activity. Please get a pen and paper. Read the following sentences and draw a check before the number if the sentence is a thesis statement and draw an X if not. Number 1. Public transport must be prioritized by legislators in order to improve the life of Filipinos. Number 2. Transport concerns are battled every day by the public. Number 3. It is every Filipino's duty to help in nation building, so we should settle our differences. Number 4. If we want to live longer, then taking care of Mother Earth should be our concern too. And number 5, the Philippines takes part in the yearly celebration of Earth Day. Now let us check your answers. Number 1, check. Number 2, X. Number 3, check. Number 4, check. And number 5, check. After viewing and listening to this video lesson, do not forget to answer the activity in worksheet number 4, English for Academic and Professional Purposes, first quarter, for your homeschool work for today. Goodbye and see you in the next lesson.